Didn't want to make this video, but here we are. Oh, boy. So, as you can probably tell, there's a bit of a trigger warning, I guess, if you're sensitive to stuff like pedophilia and stuff like that. So, just your warning now. Oh boy. All right. So, a little while back, don't know the exact date. I can go look real quick. You know what? I'm going to go look real quick now. Um, so semi-publicly, this all started about October 30th. I made a community post, one of three, calling out someone by the name of Nightbear. Um, there, there are screenshots and stuff like you can go see the community posts. At the time, they had made some very aggressive statements about me, and I wasn't too thrilled about it. Specifically statements about me targeting kids. Um, and the reason why is because they supported pedophiles. They supported Star and Arya, like who are both pedophiles. And so obviously I was very unhappy about it, and I made that unhappy very public because I am always open with you guys about that stuff. And I don't think that stuff is right, and I feel like that stuff needs to be called out when it does. Well, I I ended up making 2 other posts in response to their, like, responses and stuff, and then I was going to drop it, and that was going to be the end of it. However however, they have decided to continue on their tirade of going after me, so I'm making this this will be the last thing I ever talk about them. I wanna make that clear. I do not wish to talk to this person. And I'm making that very clear. I do not want to talk to you, Nightbear. You have tried to reach out to me using mutual friends after I blocked you, and I have made it very clear that I want nothing to do with you. And yet you seem to be very confused about that. And so I'm gonna clear that up. So there was recently a post made because I updated my blacklist. They were already on the blacklist. I was just updating with their new usernames because they changed theirs because they were on the blacklist, and I do that to avoid people you know, so that people don't go around blocks and stuff, and so people are aware. Um, but blacklists are solely, "I don't wish to interact with you," and apparently, Nightbear got really upset about this and decided to just completely lie publicly. So I gathered a bunch of the screenshots that happened after I made the post, and I'm going to talk about all of it because I wasn't going to talk about any of it until now. Because now we're here. So basically, the first community post I made was talking about how, they were attacking me, and I was like, "Hey, whoa, um, yeah, you're support a pedophile. No wonder you say I'm targeting kids. Good God, I don't even need to begin, like, where that is absolutely fucking ridiculous, and I, like, it's just so bonkers. It's like, "Oh, you're telling kids who are saying this pedophile is good that they're bad. How dare you? You're attacking them. Shame on you." No, I'm telling them they're wrong and that it's really icky that they're supporting someone who has done really awful things. But I yeah, if that's what you wish. So, anyways, I made the first one, and then they made a second post. Basically, I can't find the original post that they made because they delete everything they make post wise, by the way. So a lot of it doesn't exist and is only in like screenshots. And I don't care enough to go digging. but they went off about how they don't support Arya, how Star is not a pedophile, um, that uh, what was happening wasn't defamation, blah blah. Just nonsense. And it was, yeah. Um, I also showed a screenshot of them making comments on Arya's stuff because they said they didn't support her, but they quite frequently made comments on her material. Um, when this happened, um, during this time, Nightbear here decided to send their friends after me, and I do have screenshots of that because I spent days either talking to these people or some of the screenshots I can't even show you guys because YouTube would kick my ass because they're just that bad. And I'll explain some of those when we get there, but we got like ones like here. We got ones like here where it's like, oh, just leave Star and Nightbear alone. Now, I want to address this comment in particular, specifically this one, because this one like really intrigues me. This commenter here is telling me that I need to leave Nightbear alone. And, you know, fair is fair, except for the fact that this all started because they were talking shit. And I finally said something after like months of them talking shit and then deleting posts. Like, this was all because of several months of them harassing me about shit and then just deleting it to like hide it, I guess. And like sadly, half of the shit that they made, I never got screenshots of. But there's a lot of it I do have screenshots of. And it was quite annoying. And it hit a point where it just hit too far. And they were using other platforms to talk about me. And I wasn't thrilled with that. I don't like people talking shit like that. I'm going to I'm gonna prove you wrong. Quite frankly, you can't be saying things like I attack minors when you're defending a pedophile and not expect me to respond to it because that's kind of weird and icky and gross. Just really fucking gross. Anyways, so yeah, for very obvious reasons, this conversation was like, Star's not a pedophile. Star didn't do anything wrong. I think at this point, it's pretty publicly known that she texted two minors, that there is quite public proof of it. Um, and then, of course, we've got, oh, if you have screenshots, then prove it. It's all freaking public. All public. It has been public for years. This is not screenshots that are hiding in the dark. Like they've been shown. Um, sorry, drinking some water. It's just also in general, just a and in case you're thinking of making a similar comment, and you're watching this, if someone says, "Hey, this person might be a pedophile," or "Hey, this person is a pedophile," the argument shouldn't be, "No, they're not." Especially when there is conversations that there might be proof. Even if it's unsure, uh, there, it it's much easier to have a conversation with someone being like, "Oh, you're saying this person's a pedophile. Well, where's the proof?" Rather than just she's not, and then asking for proof later. Um, it like the reason why I did not hand over the screenshot in this, uh, is just because I'm not going to deal with combative people. This was not a conversation because they were looking to get information. This was a conversation of somebody looking for a fight. And I'm not gonna play that game. I'm just not for that. So, anyways, basically, after the first post was made, they sent a bunch of their friends after me. Well, they say they didn't. That they just happened to defend them, but yeah, no. So we've got, like I said, I can't show some of these. We've got one paragraph where it's, oh god, there's like a whole rant about this generation makes me sick. You make me sick. Karma's coming to you. I can't persuade. Actually, this one I might be able to show. This one might be appropriate for YouTube. YouTube, please don't kick my ass. There we go. We've got I can't persuade any of the people that you call your fans. You have a lot coming to you. You know, just vague threats and apparently calling you guys stupid, which I was not a fan of. Because let's be honest, you guys have been nothing but like extremely nice to like everyone in like the cast. Like when changes are made and stuff, you guys are really fucking understanding. Like I don't get this like whole like, oh, I can't persuade any of your fans. Maybe because they're not stupid and they're not gonna fall for your bullshit. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, no, yeah. Um, I had to go through so many comments from this, by the way, because they were saying shit that was triggering some of the other cast members who were a part of what happened with Star, and it was starting to trigger them. Hell, Nightbear even replied at some point because I called them a freaking stalker because I had blocked them and suddenly they were seeing my stuff, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm not really a fan of that." And they were like, "Well, I'm not really stalking," and it's like, yeah, it was like a whole thing. It just, ugh. They talked about how they're just a young artist and that that I was just attacking them. Again, mind you, all of this is them being upset after they attacked me for months. They harassed me for months. And I finally said something and now they're upset. What other comments have we got in here? Uh YouTube flagged several things. Oh, I did find what that second. Okay, wait. I do have screenshots of the second post. I did. There we go. There we go. The one I was replying to. Like, ew, just ew. I don't support Arya, which I showed screenshots proving wrong in the second post. Just because you have so many people who care doesn't make your actions right. No, but I never said that, and I don't know why that was the insinuation there. Why are you stalking my Twitter page anyways? Yet you pay attention to my shit, so it doesn't really work both ways, bud. You can't have it both. You don't like it when people do that to yours. Yeah, I don't like it when people who have, like, raped me and shit don't do that, and when people who harass me do that. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't like it when pedophiles do that. Yeah, no, I have reasons to not like when certain people do that. I have to keep an eye on them because they do it anyway. And also, at the time, I didn't even realize they had a Twitter. I didn't even know they had a Twitter. So I wasn't even watching their Twitter. It was their YouTube. It was a friend showing their YouTube and being like, "Hey, this person's talking shit," and I was just like, "Whatever. I'm not. I don't want to deal with it." I'm just a young artist. I don't support pedos and stars in a pedo, which is just factually wrong. But here you go, public fucking for everyone to see. For that point, I got a bunch of comments. I got called useless scum. Um, There was a bunch of bad faith arguments that happened in the comments. This one was one of them. You can see this one person just fucking, like, kept going with me for, like, quite some time. And then I finally just stopped talking to them because I didn't wanna deal with their bad faith arguments. It's like, "Oh, didn't you harass Star for, like, 3 years?" It's like, you mean I said that I didn't support pedophilia and I don't support her because she's a pedophile for 3 years? Also, he brought up the situation with EDP, which is just a fucking holy shit. They're like, that is saying that that's the only way someone can be a pedophile is just so beyond wrong. I genuinely, as I said, I will not engage in that kind of conversation because that is so bad faith. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? There is screenshots of her having, like, role play sex with a minor. I don't care if it's, like, role play. It's still explicit things sent to children. I don't give a shit if it's in and out of character. That is still extremely fucking creepy. And the fact that you think that that is okay because it wasn't going for a fucking cupcake. Holy shit. Oh my god. As for calling the cops on her, that is, that's a conversation. For one, just because the police don't do anything about it doesn't mean it isn't what's happening. There are a lot of cases where, things go underreported by the police because, let's be honest, they don't really do their job. The police aren't exactly the most reliable when it comes to believing the victim, so, uh, yeah. Yeah. And in all honesty, um, there are some situations around the police in her area that lead me to believe that they would have reason to throw out any cases that they were to have gotten anyway. So, and that's just, it's not factual. It's a personal opinion, but it's not going to stop me from calling her out on sexting two separate minors. Of course, you've got the person who's saying that, I'm lying to ruin innocent people's lives because I'm looking for attention. Um, and then there's the thing that YouTube cleared out completely. That was fun. Uh, yeah, a lot of these YouTube blocked. That's the scary shit about some of the comments that they, like, encouraged their friends. I don't know if they explicitly occur. Okay, I need to restate that. They they very much made statements, obviously, that had their friends attack me, whether or not they were directly involved or not. But hanging around these kind of people, it does get me to question some things, because I'm gonna be honest, my friends didn't do this when I called you out, bud. They didn't do this. Like, this is kind of icky. Kind of big icky poo. Big ickies. Anyways, so the reason why this is being made is because recently they made a tweet, basically, getting angry because I still have them on my blacklist. I think I might have already explained that. I just want to reiterate that point, I guess. Um, and they mentioned that they had an apology, one that I did not make any comments on. I did not make a single comment about their apology for a reason, because I was being nice to them. And I'm saying that because genuinely this apology fucking pissed me off, and I didn't want to engage in the conversation anymore. So I just didn't. I figured that if I didn't engage with them, they would just leave me alone. But no, they've made that very clear that they're not going to. So let's go over it, okay? That way, hopefully, um, this can be the last video I ever make about this, because it is. I'm not going to continue this conversation unless it is absolutely necessary. And if it does continue, if I do continue to get harassed by this individual, I will seek like legal help because I don't want to I don't want to talk to you. I have you blacklisted for a reason. There is like publicly out there that I do not wish to speak to you, and yet you still come after me, bud. Anyways, this was their apology originally. This is the one I did not respond to. I am not the victim. There's been a misunderstanding. I'm not playing the victim. If you feel you have to say that a few times, you might be wrong. The information used was long time ago. No, it wasn't. I'm not that kind of person. I apologize. I want this resolved with no further issues. Okay. So far, you've just said that you're not the victim repeatedly when you are playing one. So, I don't know. I just wanted to do my work, get along with everyone. I met Star. She's a very kind and sweet person who has come a long way. I'm going to be honest. I really hate when people talk about pedophiles and are like, oh, but they're kind and they're really sweet. That's the point. Like, they're not going, people are not going to talk to them if they're dicks. So yeah, they're gonna be nice. Like, that's kind of a weird thing. I didn't want to wake up to this today. Your feelings are valid, so are mine. Not when your feelings are this person is not a pedophile. That's not your feelings. This is not about validating everyone's feelings. I was not stating feelings. I was stating facts. And quite frankly, I'm very annoyed that this is having to happen. But please, I don't want to fight anymore. So from one autistic to another, well, that was fucking out of nowhere. Also, autism doesn't matter in this scenario. It is completely irrelevant. He brings this up like 3 separate times. There's this post, there's the newest one, and then there's the one comment that I found with them talking to Arya. Where they bring autism into all of this. I'm autistic, but it doesn't make you a good or bad person if you're autistic. You can still be a bad person and be autistic. Trust me, I've met several people who are autistic who I would consider to probably be bad people. I don't think I'm going to take my post down. Simple as that. You were gonna do it already. But please, I don't want this anymore. I'm crying. I just want peace. I didn't want to wake up to something like this. For somebody who's playing the victim, you sure are guilt tripping to hell and back. I hope you have a good day. I'm sorry for trying. Okay, I have to read this like this. I'm so sorry. I hope you have a good day. I'm sorry for trying to help people out so they would stand on even ground. How was that not fucking guilt tripping? Like, this is not an apology. You are not apologizing. You are saying, oh, I'm sorry for being this good person. Like, look how good I am. No. No. That's not an apology. Stop that. No. I just want people to be happy again. I'm not dangerous. No one fucking said you were, but I'm starting to think it now. Just trying to make up for my father's mistakes before I die. What does that have anything to do with the conversation? What are you talking about? Like, I'm not gonna say whether your father's a good person or not because I don't fucking know. But I don't know how that has anything to do with the fact that you're, like, friends with a pedophile. This is not an apology. I did not accept this as an apology. I still don't accept this as an apology. This is not an apology. However, this is an admittance to those fucking messages that were sent to Arya. And I want to make that very clear. This information was was a long time ago. I'm not that kind of person. I apologize. So they admit right here that they did this shit, but it was a long time ago. So those messages to Arya that were not that long ago, they do say was them. They just lie about the time frame. Which, whatever. But then they just guilt trip to hell and back. And I do not like the fact that you brought my autism into this, buddy. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. In fact, it makes me very uncomfortable that you did that because what the hell? I like have so many other like disorders. Um, uh, None of them define me. I, I don't I don't understand why it's defining you. But okay. So obviously after that I read that, I realized that having this conversation would probably be irrelevant and just really unhelpful in general. Just because this is not an apology. This is I just oh my god. Anyways, I went back because I was like, maybe I did say something. Right? I have checked through everything. I have never once during this interaction with this person mentioned my autism. They have constantly. They constantly mention I'm autistic. In fact, they constantly mention other of my like mental disorders and bring that shit into it like it's relevant. And it's really like fucking weird, dude. It's really weird. So, after all of this, hang on. After all of this, I left it alone because I didn't want anything to do about it. They made a video and they made some tweets. I'm going to go over the tweets first and then I will go over the video. I have not watched the video yet. So this will be an adventure for the both of us. I will say that the video does have their face. So I'm not going to show the video because I won't like physically show the video. I'll play the audio for you guys. But I won't show the video because I'm not I don't really feel comfortable doing that, to be honest. Um, but I do think going over the audio is probably important. I was told that apparently they get to the point of crying in it, which is a whole separate thing and a half, but we'll get to that. So, anyways, this is the recent tweet they made. And I'm going to go over it with you all because, oh boy, this is a nightmare. So this was after they found my blacklist, I guess. And found that their most recent stuff was on it. So there you go. A good friend of mine just saw a blacklist belonging to Pandy351 and asked why I was on it. Time to explain my side of the story, which I wasn't comfortable telling before, but now people are watching my every move, so it's time to take action and responsibility for my side. Cool, you're taking responsibility. I can't wait to see that because you have yet to take any form of responsibility. You have done nothing but guilt trip and be manipulative. So I would love to see you take responsibility. But I will say the immediate next tweet is the one that is probably the roughest out of all of this. So I used to work with Aria and I quit working with her because of her actions. A person at my school who was infatuated with her posted comments on my open computer. When I read this, I I I'm laughing because I don't really know how to emotionally handle any of this. What the hell? Like, I'm sorry, you're telling me that a random person from your school who just happened to be infatuated with her used your computer on your account to post comments on her videos that happen to sound a lot like how you write. Like, proof? Because, like, I- you can't make a claim like that without showing evidence, bud. That is that is the equivalent of sending a creepy text message to some girl online and then being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my brother sent that." Like, it is such a cliche answer. It's the equivalent of fucking my dog ate my homework. Like, no. No, no. Those were your comments, bud. I no. No. Oh, good God. I never attempt to go against someone with autism. Fun fact, Star claims to be autistic. Whether that is true or not, you know what? I don't know, and I don't really care. She could be. Um, I've learned more about autism recently. Doesn't make her not a pedophile. But you know, she could be, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care. It's just like, what does my autism have anything to do with any of this? I'm calling you out for working with pedophiles and supporting them and like, what? And talking shit about me. What? What is this? Also, I would like to reiterate that you say you quit working with her because of her actions, yet you continuously harassed me about calling Arya a pedophile for quite some time, citing some random ass source on, like, fucking, proof that this person's not a pedophile.com. Like, you didn't actually get any actual evidence. They were all, like, weirdly cropped screenshots of just, like, 2 sentences where I looked at the full webpage and immediately proved you wrong. Like, you so were picking and choosing shit, it's not even funny. Like, you supported her quite actively. Oh my god. And then also, I do not have DID. What are you talking about? Why are you bringing my DID into this? You leave my alters alone. They didn't do anything to you. Oh my god. Why? 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 Why do you insist on bringing what my mental illnesses, not illnesses, autism isn't really an illness. Why are you insisting on bringing my neurodivergencies into this? There, that's better. Why? Like, mental illness is not the right word. I'm sorry. I should not have used a word like that. That's not good. But it's just like, why do you insist on this? I'm so confused. But it's okay. You know what? It's all right. There's still more. This is not done. Um, there's still more. Uh, okay. Star. There we go. The other person, Star, had threatened me in VC on my old recording server. Why was she in there? Eh, Why was she in there? So she was a friend of yours. That's why I went after Pandy. She threatened to find me if I didn't stick up for her. I was scared. I know she was bluffing. I no longer support her. I don't disbelieve that Star would have done that. In fact, considering this whole post, I want to make it clear, I don't believe that they still talk with Star, because honestly, I can imagine Star's probably pretty pissed about this. This whole tweet. I can imagine Star's fucking fuming. But, like, I don't really care. But just because Star threatened you, one does not excuse you harassing me about Arya. Arya has nothing to do with this. You're calling it all on Star, which is, like, not even true. Because a lot of it was you dogging on me for Arya. And two, just because she threatened you doesn't mean, like, that's a reason. But that does not excuse you from any of your actions. That does not excuse having other people come and harass me. It doesn't. It just doesn't. And instead of, like, apologizing for it genuinely, you, like, go on this tirade about how you're trying to make up for your father's mistakes. I cannot read some of this without, like, with keeping a straight face. I genuinely can't. I don't know how to react to this. Oh, so here we go. Star kept insisting I call her mom, which I found really strange and uncomfortable, as I still have a mother. She also, as my therapist told me, was grooming me, which doesn't necessarily have to be sexual to be grooming. I already apologized, but no one listened, and now, and then there's more. No one said it had to be sexual grooming. No one's saying that, actually. Um, quite frankly, I have been quite vocal about the fact that Arya was, like, is grooming. Um, and I have been groomed a lot by a lot of people. I don't, like, yeah, it doesn't have to be sexual. I know. You don't have to tell me that. Although, a lot of people do think that grooming has to be sexual, so I can understand why they felt the need to add that in. It just feels like kinda just extra weight to, something that's supposed to be short and concise to prove a point. I already apologized, but no one listened. You didn't apologize. That's the problem. It's not that nobody listened. You didn't apologize. You did not make an apology. It is not an apology to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I'm such a good person." That's not a fucking apology. It's I it's not, and, like, uh, uh, as for, Star calling mom, this just feels like a weird side tangent, um, to try to kinda throw attention somewhere else. It feels like you're eventually trying to derail a conversation. There's a specific term I'm looking for. Um, I can't find it, but, somebody in the comments will probably tell me. Thank you for whoever does. But, like, deflection. This is very deflecting. Like, you're not taking any accountability for anything. You're just kinda deflecting all of this on Star, which, like, 90% of the shit you pulled had to do with Arya, not Star, and I think that's why it's, like, gone over so fast, that it's like, "Oh, I don't actually have anything to do with Arya, that was someone else." Because I think you realize that that's the stuff that, like, that's where you went after, that okay. Anyways, there's still more. So, and now do 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 do. Boop. And now I beg, just leave me alone. I'm not dangerous. No one fucking said you were. Yet you've said it twice, and again, now I'm really starting to question it. My best friend was targeted by a star. I didn't know about it till after I was in the hospital going through a depressive episode. If that had anything to do with Star, the depressive episode, I would assume that would have been talked about during Star section. So you just brought that up so that people would feel bad about you. Like, this whole conversation is just feel bad about me. I just want to be left alone and peacefully request that. You say that, but that's what I was doing. I blacklisted you. It means I don't want to interact with you. I want nothing to do with you, and I don't want you to have access to my shit. What? What are you talking about? Why are you like this? Please just leave me alone. I no longer support their actions. I never did. Oh, sorry. I forgot to, you know. Oop. Please just leave me alone. I no longer support their actions, and I never did willingly. I was groomed, threatened, and guilt tripped. Again, that doesn't excuse what you did. What you did was still wrong. You can't, you don't get to have this both ways. You have yet to apologize for your actions. And your actions were supporting them. You can say you never did willingly, but you did. You went out of your way to take snippets off the internet and to pick and choose words to show that Arya having, like, sexual conversations with children was acceptable and was somehow not pedophilic. That was your choice. You chose to do that. You could have just made a post saying, "She's not," and, like, you would have been so much easier off. You went out of your way to do extra work for this. And then it's just, fucking after this, it's just, please, I never wanted to hurt anyone. Which, again, no one said you did, but now I'm really thinking you did mean that, because why would you be bringing this up? Like I said, I didn't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. This has genuinely hit the point of being drama. Like, you're not significant in the sense of, like, fucking, sorry, that was the wrong words. You're y- you're not. I never called you a pedophile. Uh, to be quite frank, I think the worst thing you've done is you trace other people's art. Um, which, whatever, fine. I just don't want you tracing mine. Otherwise, I just don't care. Like, I mean, I do care. I think it's a very bad thing to do, but like, it's not the same as like calling Star out for being a pedophile. But like, at this point, you've just harassed me so much that I'm just tired. I don't want anything to do with any of this. And since we're bringing autism into this because you wanted to bring this, I want to make this clear. There is a video of him using his face cam that I will be reacting to in just a moment, without showing the face cam. Most autistic people don't like looking at people's faces. So for someone who's like bringing autism into this, it's just such a weird thing to do a face cam video because it just kind of feels like you're doing this intentionally. Anyways, let's listen to this lovely video.
Hi everyone, Nightbear here.
Oh, you're very quiet. Also, I thought you were an adult. I'm gonna be honest. You do not sound like an adult. I feel like there was something somewhere where you mentioned being an adult. I could be wrong. I don't want to like. I want to preface this. I could be completely wrong. You've mentioned being a young artist before, but I feel like I may be misremembering, but I feel like you've mentioned being an adult. Um, but like I said, I could be completely wrong.
Um, Pandy, please leave me alone.
This isn't about me leaving you alone. And I want to make this clear. I have left you alone. I put you on a block list because that's what you do when you're uncomfortable with interacting with a person. That is normal human behavior when someone is harassing you over pedophiles who have extremely hurt you. Like, I don't know if you're intentionally misunderstanding this or not. And I really dislike the trying to find the words. I really dislike in general that it feels like the moment I say, "Hey, knock the crap out," suddenly it's just, "Oh, I look how, innocent and small I am. Look how, oh man, PC's so big. Look at her. She's attacking me. Please stop attacking me. I didn't want this when like you started this. You spent months going after me and I finally say something and I'm like, "Hey, knock it off. This is like really not okay." And suddenly I'm the one going out like I'm the aggressor. Like I'm frustrated now. I'm very frustrated because it just feels like my emotions are being taken advantage of here.
Please.
Crocodile
You,
tears.
you've done everything. You've taken everything from me.
Uh, okay. There's nothing I could have taken from you, dude. I don't even know what you're talking
Just
about.
please leave me alone.
Well, then leave me alone.
Please.
Pretty easy. God, the crocodile tears.
I hope.
They're trying to force themselves to cry. I wish I could describe what exactly is happening, because again, I don't want to show their face, but you can tell from their expression that they are trying to force themselves to cry. Which is just, oh boy. Oh
I almost
no.
had a panic attack today.
Oh, you almost had a panic attack.
I don't know. I'm not a bad person. If you would.
That's fine. You're a great, cool. You're not a bad person. I don't care. Leave me alone. Stop harassing me for months on end and then get angry when I finally call you out on your shit. Stop going to friends of friends in hopes of talking to me when I've made it abundantly clear I want nothing to do with you. Like, you have gone above and beyond, out of your way to attack me.
Just, just like I don't know you, I was wrong for that. But you don't know me either.
No, I don't know you. And honestly, I know too much about you already. I know that you have, like, a bad father. I know that you have a mother. Like, I know that you don't have DID and you have autism. I know you went to a hospital because you had mental fatigue, or, I don't know specifically, but you mentioned that it had to do with, like, stress and shit. Like, that is already too much information I know about you. I can see your face. This is more than I, want to ever know about a human being. You're right. I don't know you. And that's fine. But that doesn't mean I can't call you out on your shitty behavior. And that certainly doesn't mean that you have the right to harass me and then guilt trip when you start to realize that you messed up. Because that's what this is. You realize, Nightbear, that you messed up. And you know what? That's good. It's good that you recognized that. You know what isn't good? The fact that you're now using that recognition against me. You say, I'm sorry, I'm going to clean up my act. You don't talk about how good of a person you are. And I swear, the fucking God.
So please, make this stop.
What
I
stop?
don't want to fight anymore. Just please take my usernames down.
No. No, I'm keeping you on the blacklist. No. I want to make that clear. That name is staying up there. You are blacklisted for a reason, and I'm keeping it that way. I do not want anything to do with you. I do not wish to speak to you. I don't wish for you to end up with my art somehow from getting characters from another person. That's why you're on that block list. I do not wish any form of interaction with you. I gave reasons why I don't want to interact with you, because you worked with pedophiles. Okay? You don't work with them anymore. Cool. Whatever. I really don't care. I do not wish to talk to you. You have gone out of your way to harass me, and I don't want anything to do with you. I don't. Leave me alone. Like, honestly, you're sitting here begging and pleading for me to leave you alone. I've done nothing. I've sat here. It's like those bulletins, not bulletins, the posts I made about you on my YouTube channel were in October. They were months ago. And I have said nothing. And yet you have gone above and beyond and out of your way to fucking harass me still. This is ridiculous. Stop. I'm laughing because, like, I don't know how to deal with trauma. Like, this is creepy. This is really creepy behavior, dude.
You don't have to like me, but you also don't have to do this to me.
I'm not doing anything to you. I called you out on your shit, and then I left it alone. I like, you started this. You started all of this, and now are upset because I clapped back. This is what happens when you are shits to people on the internet, and people don't want to talk to you. You don't have to like me. I don't like you. I very much don't like you. You have harassed me. Why would I like you? You have, above all of this, you have proven constantly to be a liar. And if there's one thing anyone knows about this party cup, is that I fucking hate liars. I hate people who lie. It makes me genuinely upset, which is ironic because I do it out of force of habit and trauma, usually. I lie when I'm dealing with trauma responses, which I've been working really hard on. But I don't like people who lie because it tells me nothing. It gives me no information. It doesn't make, like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Like, you could say sorry at this point, give a genuine apology, and I would not believe you. Because I have no reason to. You've done nothing but lie. You've said in one post that you did make those comments, and in another post that you're a random person from school apparently made those comments. You've guilt tripped, gaslight, gatekeep. It's you've done everything. And I'm sitting here chuckling, and as anyone knows, that is a trauma response from me. Like this is trauma. This is trauma that's showing up, which is ridiculous. I should not be having a trauma response from being bullied on the internet. Oh my god. But after like months now, it's been 3 months of you still going. Yeah, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna finally say something because I've had enough. I've had enough of being called useless by your friends. I've had enough of being threatened by your friends. Like, I've had enough of it all. No. If you don't knock this shit off, I'm gonna go further. I have to at that point. Because you won't leave me alone. And this is harassment. And I don't really appreciate it. Good God. I'm not going to talk about you any further, like, online outside of the blacklist, because the blacklist is going to stay, because I don't want to talk to you. And if you don't like the blacklist, sorry, not sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Why would I feel sorry about adding you to a list of, hey, I don't want to interact with you?
Please. I appreciate those who have helped me along the way. But please, Pandy, I need you to stop. Please.
Pandy isn't even my name.
I'm not a bad person. Please. I just want to continue doing art and, making friends and stuff, which is something I never had the chance to do.
Okay. Again, this is all guilt tripping. I just want to be able to make friends with pedophiles, apparently. Because you wouldn't have stopped being friends with Star if I hadn't called you out. That's the thing. Like, if you hadn't been called out, you would have continued to support the pedophile. When the information is publicly available, not hard to get to, it takes 2 seconds to ask a question. This is ridiculous.
And now all my friends are gone. Most of them, at least.
If your friends are gone, that's not my fault. You were working with a pedophile. They realized, hey, this shit's not cool. Let's get out of here. And also, you were harassing me. I don't care. Oh my God. Maybe this is very parasocial of me, where I just don't realize, like, how much of an impact I have or whatever. I don't know. But I'm going to call you out if you harass me. That's just going to happen. I've always been that way. I'm gonna call you out on your shit. If I had enough of it, I'm gonna stop. And I'm gonna hope that you stop too. And I'm gonna I'm gonna go out of my way to like make sure to write your name down so that, if your name pops back up again, I know that like, oh, this is this person. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you because you harassed me. It's just, I can't even begin. Like, why is this a me issue? You lost friends because you were doing a bad thing. You sent people to attack me, whether intentional or not. It was your friends. Friends, I say in air quotes. I don't know whether they were really your friends or whatever, but they responded to you being called out. They are the one, like, you didn't get attacked. You got there's a list, of these are people I don't want to interact with that you exist on. That's it. Nothing else happened. And yet, you have gone above and beyond out of your way to make sure that my life was hell for no reason. Because you're not even friends with her anymore. Like, stop the guilt tripping.
But please end this. Thank you.
No. No. No, I'm not going to take you off the block list. Just flat out and simple. If that wasn't very clear before, I'm gonna make it clear again. You're not being taken off the blacklist. That's not happening. Because flat out and simple, I don't want anything to do with you. I've made that abundantly clear, yet you just don't listen to me. So, no. Even if you said now, oh, I will, I don't believe you. I don't. You've now spent over half a year causing me nothing but fucking, like, headaches and trouble because you seem to think that you're in the right. You say that you were wrong, but you genuinely don't believe you were wrong. Because if you realized that you were wrong, we would not be having this conversation. You would not be guilt tripping. You would not be posting a video with fucking crocodile tears. Like, good God. Those are some of the fakest sniffles I have ever heard, and I'm an actor. Holy guacamole. Cheese and crackers. So you wanted a response that's very apparent. Now you have it, Nightbear. Right? No, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't care whose friend of friend you are. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want anything to do with you. You have harassed me. I don't feel like being in a VC with you because I don't feel safe, to be honest. I feel very unsafe. 2, I'm not taking you off the blacklist. It's just not happening because, duh. Like, I don't want to interact with you. You did some shitty things. I'm calling you out on your shitty behavior. Don't like it. I don't know. Suck it up. Don't do bad things. Don't support pedophiles. Instead of arguing with me immediately and being like, oh, you're wrong, let me go find and nitpick some sites on why having sexual interactions with a child is acceptable. Maybe, think for a moment. 3, stop bringing my autism into things. Stop bringing the fact that I have DID into things. Stop it. I don't, it. It's irrelevant. It is not a fucking excuse. It's a reason. It's not a fucking excuse. You said it yourself, and yet you're using it constantly. From one autistic to another. We're not a fucking alien species, okay? We're not some kind of fucking human fish. From one human fish to another. Dude. Knock it the fuck off. Oh my God. And finally, I'm making this very clear. I am stating this, here and now. I do not wish to interact with you any further. I do not wish for any further contact. That's why I have you on the block list. Why I have you there, I'm keeping it there. If you continue to engage and talk about me in the manners that you do, I'm going to pursue further action because I do not feel safe. I do not feel comfortable. And to be quite honest, I just don't have the mental energy to deal with this. This is not okay. I shouldn't be getting harassed for all of this. I shouldn't have to make this fucking video. It should have been left the fuck alone where it was. For those of you who have listened through all of this, at the very least, hey, I hope you enjoyed me getting kind of angry for a few minutes because this has genuinely infuriated me. Um, because I have done nothing and I have been dealing with all sorts of other nonsense, and to get someone guilt tripping, especially after what's been recently happening in my life that I'm not going to mention because I'm not going to guilt trip people. Um, I just don't have the mental capacity to deal with stuff like this. If you're gonna be a piece of shit, fine, whatever. Just go do it somewhere else. Leave me out of it. God.